Recently, I was reminded of a assignment that I was given in high school. Actually, similar assignments have been assigned to me a few times in my life, and not a single time did I ever know how to fulfill the assignment, really. And the assignment was actually a pretty simple one. They wanted me to write down where I saw myself, in 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years down the line. Um, Not a single time did I ever actually write out a real plan. One of the times I remember I really just wrote down the stuff that they tell us that we should want as members of the LDS Church. Go on a mission for 2 years, come back, start dating a woman, go to college, um, and after 10 years, have a couple of kids, be working on career, have a house of my own, stuff like that. Um, Not once did I ever actually feel it, though. Not once did I ever actually feel passionate about the direction in my life that I wrote about in any of those assignments. Uh, that's because I could never really see a future for myself. I had a few goals, things that I had thought about doing. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a veterinarian. When I was in high school, I kind of thought about being a band teacher. Um, but I never really felt like any of that was something that I really cared about at all. So, after I burned out of college, I got a job doing something that uh, my mom said would be good for me. I started working in home health care. Um, and again, I didn't do it because it was something that I really wanted to do. I liked the work well enough. I mean, I did it for 20 years. There were times when I didn't like it very much, but I stuck with it, not because I really saw a future in it, but because it was what paid the bills. Um, Suppose you could say I was living too much in the present at that point. I wasn't really thinking much about the future. I don't think I could have pinpointed a future at any time during that time. The first time that I really in pictured a future for myself that I wanted to follow was when I decided to try to be a pro wrestler. Um, when I decided to move out of Montana, move to St. Louis, and get trained as a pro wrestler, um, was the first time I really looked forward to my future. It's the first time that I actually planned something that I got even the slightest bit excited about. And I did. I loved the future that I planned for myself. I was going to come to St. Louis, spend 10 years getting trained, wrestling in various shows, traveling around um, to as many pro wrestling promotions as possible. Eventually, get trained as a pro wrestling trainer. And at the end of the 10 years, I would move back to Montana. Uh, Something I promised both my brother and my mother. Um, And I would do my best to bring pro wrestling to Western Montana because there is none. It's a black spot in pro wrestling in America. There's no schools, there's no promotions, um, and I think it's a place that actually would appreciate that kind of thing. Anyway, that was something that I really thought a lot about, really dreamed about, and could actually picture a future for myself in. And of course, that's now all gone. I'm trying to pick myself up, get back into exercise, try to recuperate myself, recover, um, try to build myself back up from the stroke. It's not been easy. I can't exercise the way I used to, um, especially since the doctor says no weightlifting. But I'm trying, and maybe in a few years, maybe if the blood clot goes away, if I can get myself back in shape, maybe I can train a little bit in one way or the other and at least do some wrestling for fun, maybe do some underground stuff. But the road I pictured for myself, that's gone now. And I'm just trying to once again picture a new future for myself.